y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am actually going to give a review on a TV show. I was actually supposed to review this show back in October around Halloween, but I never got around to it, so here it is now. One of the shows that I have been watching recently is Chucky. Yes, Chucky the doll, the good guy doll from Child's Play. Last month the TV show Chucky started airing on USA, and it also airs on SyFy on Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock. They also sometimes show episodes on the USA Network YouTube channel if you want to check it out there. And I've also been able to check out some episodes that I missed on the USA Network app, which is free if you have a cable provider. So initially I was like, oh my gosh, here's another remake or something, because you know they remaking everything nowadays. Like, they won't let none of these serial killers or monsters or whatever you want to call them die. Like, they done came out with a new Halloween movie now, Chucky TV series. Come on now. But actually once I started watching the show, I was like, okay, I like this, because it's not a rehashing of the old movies. This show actually picks up after the movie Cult of Chucky. I didn't watch that movie, but it doesn't really look like you had to watch this movie. Now keep in mind there are some Easter eggs, which is very cool if you've watched all of the movies. Now I haven't. I've seen the first Child's Play movie and then maybe the Bride of Chucky, but somewhere along the line I was just disinterested in the whole Child's Play franchise. I was over Chucky, I wasn't watching it or whatever. But the TV show, it makes it so that yes, there's Easter eggs in there for people who have been keeping up with the series, but then they also have little flashbacks to where they're telling parts of the stories that were featuring in the other movies, as well as giving background on Charles Lee Ray, which is Chucky's real identity. They're giving flashbacks into his past, his childhood, and basically showing how he came to be the way he is. This show is being advertised as a coming of age series as opposed to a coming of age series, because it does tackle adolescence, sexuality, bullying, and of course the side of murder. Stars Jake Wheeler. He actually picks up the Chucky doll from a yard sale to put into his twisted art project, and you know Chucky, you know he's gonna start running amok. He's running amok in the city of Hackensack, and poor Jake Wheeler is becoming the suspect of all these murders that Chucky is committing. Chucky's still going around terrorizing children. Oh my gosh. So when I first started watching it, I was like, hold up, these are middle schoolers. Like, there's some crazy stuff going on with middle school. It's a lot of drug use and, you know, sexual situations going on with middle school. And then I said, hold up. I had to go back and look at my own middle school yearbook and think back to when I was in middle school. I was like, okay, yeah, some of this stuff was going on. You know, I was a child once, so I remember, you know, I didn't indulge in any of that stuff because, you know, I was a good child. But I remember my classmates, they was on some other stuff. The bully in the show is actually a blonde-haired little white girl. She up here bullying the poor little guy Jake Wheeler, who's been through a lot in his life. And I never thought I would be rooting for Chucky to kill somebody, but every episode just about I've been rooting for him to kill this little girl, because she's just so mean, messing with Jake and stuff. And every episode Jake Wheeler, he's just seeming so shook up. He's so traumatized by everything that he's been going through, and Chucky's sitting up here trying to mold him into being a serial killer. It's the same old Chucky that you know and love, with his own twisted sense of humor and his potty mouth, of course. Tiffany Valentine comes back as well, and also within the show we see how her and Chucky first met and started their romance. And I've been looking at some stuff online, like some other videos from people that's been making videos on the show, as well as looking on Twitter at people tweeting about the show. And some people suspect that maybe one of their children, one of Tiffany and Chucky's children, may be in the show, and they have their suspicions as to who they may believe is their child. And I was like, I ain't gonna spoil it for nobody, but I was like, interesting. The show is good in that it's not a rehashing of the old story. It's actually a new story with new players. You have Jake Wheeler, who is a queer teen figuring out his way, and he has a love interest which is a black boy who's also finding himself, and they both have interests that are kind of make them more so as outcasts. And the person that you would think would be the love interest, which is the blonde haired Lexi, she's actually the bully that we all want to die. And like nowadays we're to the point where we're used to watching television shows on Netflix or like Hulu or something like that, where we get the whole series at once, so we can like binge watch a show. Whereas this show is showing weekly on 2 different networks at the same time, but you have to wait each week for the hour-long episode. But it's good because you get to digest everything, and then you get to look online and see what other people's thoughts are on the show and different things that they noticed that were very reminiscent of things in previous episodes, and different theories that they have as far as what's happening and what's going to happen. So it's very refreshing. And another reason why I'm cool with, you know, getting an episode every week is because, you know, at least one person dies in every episode, and I love that. And they die gruesome deaths. So if you like blood and gore, this is it. There was a few points in time where I was actually rooting for Chucky to kill somebody. I can't believe that. So if you haven't already, I definitely suggest that you check this show out. I mean, if you want to laugh, and also if you want to see some gore, and if you want to catch up with one of your favorite serial killers, I suggest that you definitely check out Chucky.